running the what do we call it? The Eureka 2 was running and getting a bunch of science. Meanwhile, also Solar Bat was getting some science. And then, meanwhile, while I got enough science from them, they still have some science they can go. Meanwhile, while they were going, I researched some stuff. So we have this, which gives us more docking ports. We have this guy, which gives us, I think we didn't have this one yet, some different decouplers and the little compartment things, some different doohickeys. We got this guy, so now we got the mainsail. We also got these two things. So we have better solar panels, or batteries and stuff. And then also a couple more experiments, whatever those are. And then some different batteries, different battery options, as well as the gigantic solar panels. So we have lots of cool things we can play with. So I think today will be docking. Can we figure out docking at all? Which works because right now all of our scientists are busy. Well, I guess we have a couple other scientists that could be here. Okay, all right, never mind. So we could have some scientists. But let's work on docking. So we're gonna start with a new craft. I do want to eventually have people that could be part of it, but let's just make it be an unmanned for now. So we wanted to do unmanned. There we go. And so I mainly just want to get. I might do sort of like easy docking. So I'm going to have one craft that will have a decoupler, a smaller decoupler here, and then I'm going to also have another one of these. So we're gonna mirror it. Would it be easier to build it and then mirror it? Maybe we'll try that. So let's remove this. So we're gonna just build what we think will be a interesting thing to dock. So we are going to, we want, I guess we can really just have a big rocket and then have some docking stuff attached to it. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. So then we want mainsail, so it can go up fast. We want fins. This is gonna be unmanned, obviously, to try and see if this thing will function at all. Okay, so fins. This thing might go up fast, maybe. We want to add RCS little things, so that if we add these around the ship, then we'll be able to maneuver this better up in space. Okay. And then we want to test out docking. So here is, how big is this thing? Okay, so this is a docking port. It's interesting, I can't really put it on top of the thing. I kind of thought that, okay, well, it's fine. So let's do this. So we're gonna add a decoupler here. So that presumably works, although it shouldn't. Let's make a, is there a smaller one? Is there a service bay that I could attach to the top of this? I was trying to put it in a service bay. I don't know if that'll work. Alright, that looks more possible. Okay, so let's put this on top of the service bay. Okay. Well, then we need 2 of these up in space, and then see if we can get them to hang out. We will need batteries, I guess. This is kind of a making this up as I go thing. So let's get some batteries. What do we have for batteries now? Sure. Actually, what is this? Okay, larger one. Actually, yeah, we can add larger ones underneath that. Oops. Okay, batteries. Solar panels we have now. Okay. Great. Again, I don't know if this thing will even go up, but we'll try this first. So then we want a service bay and a docking port on top of that. So the idea is, can we have 2 of these things up in space and try to get them to meet up with each other and somehow dock? I'm assuming that there's buttons to dock, so maybe we should look at our controls in a second. But let's see if this launches at all. So, dock. What's a clever name, Puka? This ship is for trying to test out docking. You have a Doctor Who reference that I won't understand that I could use? Docking who? 1? Will that work? Okay, we'll go with that. Launch. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Antenna. So we're gonna add 2 antennas there. What's up, Doc? Docking. What's up, Doc? All right, we'll go with that. Well, I have apostrophes and okay, we'll go with docking. Okay, so it has an antenna. Is there anything else I'm forgetting that should be obvious? This isn't for landing. No, this is just for getting up into space, and trying to dock. Then this thing will just crash in the end. We'll just send it down, crash into Michigan. Okay, let's go ahead and save. Go to launch. So 1, does it get up into orbit with any fuel left? 2, well, 2 of them get up into space with it. We'll see. So SAS on, throttle up, and they go. So this one might not have to go full bore. We'll see how long it takes. How well it goes up. So at this one, I'm gonna attempt that at 10,000 feet. I'm gonna try and work on the banking and stuff. We'll see. It's already going pretty fast, so let's actually slow it down a little bit. I think that we don't want it to be too fast, so we could be more fuel efficient, perhaps. As long as we are gaining, right? That's how it works. Okay, so we're halfway out of fuel. So this might not be enough. We'll see. I can add more. I mean, I can always add more rockets, right? I just want to see if I can make a kind of a simple thing to get up into orbit just to test that docking. A little warm. I think we're okay. Oh, that was one of the ones. It was an indicator for things being too warm, and like which things are warm. That was one of the things I was going to add. And something else too. Okay, so it's a 20-second burn. That's not too bad. Let's point to the maneuver node. There's no science in this guy. The science is purely experience. So I guess one way I could do docking is if I can try and get on the same orbit, which I don't really know how that works. I would point like prograde, for instance, and then the other guy would try to get on the same orbit and catch up with the other one, and then mate up. I don't really know how this works, but I believe it has to do with using RCS to try to get closer. We'll see. So we're almost at the maneuver. Let's go ahead and speed up. Oh, that was the other one. There was another one that was going to speed it up right before the parachute, or before you land or whatever. So parachute something, and then I'll try and remember that. Okay. So let's speed up to 10 seconds. Is there a docking tutorial? Ooh, maybe. Try this first. But there might just be a tutorial. You're right. Okay. So let's get our orbit. Looks like we'll have enough fuel. It's a short burn because this engine is ridiculous. So, okay. So now we're in orbit. Right? Perfect. And now this guy. Can extend. I'll just extend one. I'll extend two. Seems like a needle in a haystack situation. Yeah, well, I mean, part of it is I set it as a target. I feel like I might have done it before, a long time ago. I wasn't very good at it, if I ever did it. Okay, so that's one of them. Now let's go to the space station. Like, you get it up there, you set it as target, and then you have to look for the encounter point, and then try to match your speed, relative speed, when you get closer. These words feel like they're accurate. Okay, so we didn't quite have as much as I wanted to, so let's actually add more fuel. We'll see if that helps. Fuel, there we go. We'll see if this thing takes off. So this is the Docking Who 2. More fuel for launch. Let's see if we can meet up, have coffee. There's probably a better way of it. Like, I wouldn't launch it right now because, well, actually, I guess right now we're fairly close. But like, I wouldn't wait a couple hours and then try it again, because we want to be close together, I guess. Anyway, so now we have more fuel, so let's see if this helps. It'd probably be better to also like get rid of some staging and stuff, but we're just gonna go with, and also these possibly, because they're not really at the center of the thing, I don't know if that actually impacts maneuverability or not, but we'll see. All these unknowns. And it might be because it's so long, and then it'll start being empty. Maybe it won't function as well, the way we designed it. TARDIS door. Maybe, yeah. It could be a reference. So work on our banking. We're going to get in orbit, and then we're going to try to set as target and see if that sort of thing works. Oh no, locking and funny. You're not even the puka. You're an imposter. Okay, so this seems like it's working. Let's go like that. Let's take a look. Yeah, so we need our orbit to be around where that thing is. It's not even going to tell me exactly. Oh no, it does. 123. Okay, so that's roughly where we want to start trying to be in orbit. So add a maneuver. Okay. It's promising-ish. Maneuver node. So since we get a little bit longer of a burn, but I think we'll still have some fuel left over at the end of this to try to dock. I don't know. We aren't really moving very well to our maneuver node. At all. It's kind of weird. Like, we're not even trying. Huh. It's weird. I mean, I guess it's kind of moving, maybe. It's weird. Has a signal. Or, well. Yeah, I mean, the fins are reacting when I'm pushing buttons. So, I mean, it's getting there. I don't know why it's going so slow, but whatever. It's not like we need this thing to be fast, right? Not like we're trying to maneuver two rockets in space together. Alright, so at 15 seconds, we'll do the burn. So we're trying to get this thing in orbit, and then we're going to try and set as target, and then see what we might be able to change. And then if this completely fails, we might see if there's a tutorial. How's that? Almost there. 5 seconds. And go. Yeah, so if I get them close together, I might try and look up the keybinds. Because I don't really know even what button I would push to make them dock. Okay, so this thing is in space. They're in near orbits to each other. So we're going to set Doctor Who 1 as the target. So, target position at intersection 1. Target position at intersection 2. So these are where they are intersecting. Okay. So also our orbits are slightly off from each other. If I add a maneuver, what is this information? This is intersection 2. Target position at intersection 2. Okay, so this is where our positions actually intersect, maybe. And where we will be relative to each other. So when this is the spot that is connecting, or my target will be here. No. Oh, I see. So here's the intersection point there. Not really. Oh, here's the intersection. Okay, so let's get a... We want to add a maneuver node here. And then we want to adjust things such that our orbits are a little bit better to each other. So which one is our target is the yellow one, I think. My dogs might start barking. So this might help with getting our orbits closer together. And then what? And then I need to speed up. If I just point forward and go, that'll increase my orbit. There must be a way. I don't know. So let's point to the maneuver node. We will try to get our orbits. So it's a 0 burn. So I won't go full steam in 12 minutes. So let's try and get to the maneuver node. One of these things. What are these different buttons? Normal, anti-normal, target, anti-target. So maybe we'll, once we get on the same thing, maybe we'll point at target. And then that will get me to the target. Or we'll crash and burn. I don't know. This guy really doesn't maneuver very well. If I turn on RCS, will that help? I can't. No. That might be a problem. Can I not RCS with a robot? Interesting. I didn't think about that. I mean, I've never tried to hit this yet in the game. No, it's actually, these buttons don't do anything here. These are just indicators. What's the button for RCS? Oh, it was it's probably the same as when you're a person, and that was R. Okay, there we go. So we do have RCS. That's not helping me right now, but in theory I could use RCS to try and maneuver. So that is apparently normal is also our target. Interesting. Okay, so we're nearly there. We're almost there. If I speed up, they actually won't get there any faster. In fact, they'll stop moving. So, I will wait. I want to get closer to it before I warp. And good enough. Okay. So our burn is going to be at 0 for nearly nothing. And then we're going to get ready to stop it really quick. So let's get near, let's get down to like 5. Okay. So I'm going to go and then kill it once it tells me green light. Oh, okay. So it's getting worse. Okay. Oh, our target moved. All right. So now I want to point to our target. We'll see if this guy knows how to do that. And right now it's just spinning like crazy. Is that because you have no signal? I think it has no signal currently. Yeah, alright. Here's your spin. Yeah, I think it has no signal currently where it is. Otherwise there'd be a little line, right? It has electrical charge. Yeah. I mean, unless I turned off the line somehow. Is that a thing I did? I don't know. Okay, let's slow down. So this thing here. I want to make sure this... So this is a antenna status idle. Transmit data. I don't know what that means. Okay. Let's point to... Is this thing... You think it's moving? To our target? Alright, let's pop over to the other ship. Okay, it has a signal. That's good. We want to... click on this guy. Nope, not gonna happen. Okay. Let's go to the Space Center. We want to make the other guy point... maybe it can set target on the other thing. So Doctor Who 1, or Docking Who 1 rather. Your target is this guy. Set as target. Point to target. Which is probably going to be mostly pointing like prograde or something. If you're even moving. Oh, you are moving. Just really slowly. If I let that thing run and just set it to that, then what happens? So let's pop out here. Can I switch? When I right click on it. Switch to. Ah, good. Okay. Okay. You should be pointing. Okay, so I think it loses its thing when I leave it. Oh. So if I burn a little bit, will it be able to get to normal? I mean, this is probably a bad idea, but this will... Let's try to point to normal. And then just see if this thing works at all. So am I getting closer to this guy or not? So I think this is my... is that my orbit, or is that relative to... Oh, a surface? Target. Okay, great. So we are increasing our speed relative to our target. So we might need to fix that at some point. We are also really screwing up... oh, I see. No, we're going further out. I see. So I almost need to slow down the other ship. Maybe. Yeah, I guess I have to do a tutorial. Because I'm not sure how to catch up with the guy. And I don't have a lot of fuel. I mean, I can catch up with them, but then I'm going faster. So I need to, like, go slower. So, let me think about this. So if I speed up time... Now that I have a longer orbit... Oh, that makes me even further away. Okay. I was thinking maybe that got me closer together. What am I... Oh, that thing. Okay. Yeah, I feel like that isn't really going to do anything for me. Okay. So, let's save. Save game. Stream 5... No, Season 5. Stream... Save. And then let's go to tutorials. Quit the menu. Training. Docking. Start. Hello. Can you see everything? I can't see everything. Okay. Maybe we'll get to see Gene. Maybe. Hello, today we're going to go over a very exciting process, making two separate ships attach so they can share resources, crew, and simply become a bigger ship. If you're interested in orbiting, in orbiter lander missions, or creating space stations. Yes, that sounds me. Okay. Gene. In order to dock to another ship, the first thing you have to do is catch up to it, rendezvous with it, to use the technical lingo. To accomplish that, the first thing you have to do is put your ship in a co-planetary orbit, meaning the orbits with the exact same inclination. Okay, which is what I was trying to do before. Open the M key to see the scenario at hand. Looking at these poor guys, they're doomed to orbit Kerbin forever unless you go to their rescue, which you should, because our space program's reputation will be down if we lose people marooned out in space. If you play around with the camera, you will find that your orbits are here, I'll set this guy's target. So that's me. This is my stranded guy. Set his target. So this is in this particular case they're off by a bit. I was pretty close to the other one and I was able to get them about the same, but then I got stuck. So let's see what happens. Okay, so then this thing says you need to fix these. Okay. So you need to move your mouse over the two things. Yep. Lines and move around the orbit to know the exact estimated around the burn. If you can't seem to get exactly 0, try moving the maneuver node itself a bit. Okay, so we need to get these two things to be the same, or rather the whatever it's called. We need to make it work. So that is making, so it's better. So going up is good, right? Yep. Okay, a little more. Is that not changing? I'm using my mouse wheel because then it could be extra. Is it too much? No, we're still good. A little more. We're still going. A little more. A little more. Let's be perfect. Okay. No, still. Oh, now we're going the wrong way. Let's be really, really finicky, huh? Or he said as close as you can. So maybe this is as close as we can. Okay, that's good enough. So now we're going to point to the maneuver node. We don't have any estimate of the burn. Execute the burn when you're ready. Okay. So this ship has a lot better handling than my ship. Okay. I don't know where the docking port's going to be. But whatever. Okay, so we want to get to the maneuver node. I'm assuming the burn's not going to be real long. Okay, so the burn's going to be... Alright, so we want to get... We can still get to the maneuver node. So we're going to burn at like 45 seconds. That really can't be right, can it? Oh no, that's my current orbit. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. So 45 seconds, we'll do the burn. So this is what I've already done on the other one. Trying to get them in the same orbit. Or rather, the same angle. So this is changing my angle. Okay. Let's look at our... Yeah, so we're just a slight tiny bit off. That sounds good. Okay, next. Or not next. Didn't like it. Okay, now next. And now we're even closer. Alright. Outstanding. Alright. Let's close this. Next step is to generate a transfer orbit. Much like you do when you're targeting another celestial body, which will transfer your ship from one orbit to another. Create a maneuver on your orbit. It doesn't matter where, since you're going to be moving it around. And then extend the prograde vector until you get a intersection orbit. Some of the other new indicators in the target mode are the orange pair and the purple and the pink pair of closest approach markers. Play with the prograde and the node positions until you get the matching colored pairs of these things. Okay, so we're gonna add a maneuver. So just like when you're trying to get to the Mun, we're gonna make this so that we're gonna try and intersect with the thing, and then we want... Oh, I see. So yeah, the things we saw, those different indicators are things that we always see for like the Mun and everything else. So we're trying to make it so that these things, the two colored ones, will be close together at some point. So I want them to be kind of close together, if I can. So these are pretty close. Oh, they were almost close. Okay. Let's play with this a little bit more. Less, maybe. You seem pretty close together. No? You're in the way. No, I guess you can't really go anywhere else. Okay, never mind. I mean, it's not going to show me an orbiting thing, I guess. We can move this around until the button turns... So it's happy with this. Why are you happy with this? Oh, because this is the... No, why are you happy with this one? Okay, so when... This is saying the separation. Okay, so... I understand. So what it's doing is you're trying to get to a spot where part of your orbit's going to be within... What he's saying is 5 kilometers from the other orbit. Okay, next. Looks good. Now execute that plan maneuver as precisely as possible. You will most likely not get it exactly as the maneuver node predicted. For better precision, I recommend you burn at full throttle until the delta V counter on the node is down to about 10, and then cut your engines. Then make a few short bursts. So the delta V, is that a thing? I think that's this. So our speed relative to the thing, maybe? Okay, maneuver node. My delta V. Counter. Is it this? I think it's this, actually. When this thing is at 10... Alright, okay, this sounds familiar. I've done this tutorial before. Alright, so now we want to do the burn in a while. So let's get there. So once we're at 10 seconds, I'll do the burn. Once this thing gets down to 10, then we'll get it as close as we can. So this is the change that's needed for the maneuver I'm planning. Okay. Got it. So let's get up to 10. Yeah, so this number's going to go down. Once it gets to about 10, we're going to burn it until we get as close down to 0 as we can. Okay. Next. Good. Now you're in a trajectory that will get you very close to your target. If you think you can get even closer, I recommend fine-tuning the encounter using RCS thrusters instead of the main engine. However, no matter how close you get, you'll still have to go be going. You'll still be going too fast to actually do anything about it unless we do one more thing. And that is to step on the brakes at the right moment. That is, of course, just a figure of speech, because there is no such thing as brakes in space. For now, let's wait until you're about 10 kilometers away from the target. Once there, make sure your nav ball is in target mode. So I was close with some of these things I was using. Once there, make sure... No, I said that. So that the proper indicators will be displayed during the critical final maneuver. If it isn't, click the... oh, actually, I'm sorry. We want this to be on set and target. So I had that also right. Until... while in target mode, turn around... turn toward the retrograde marker and burn at full throttle until your relative velocity is below 50 meters per second. Okay, so we actually want to point retrograde. Have this set to target, so this is our relative speed to the other craft. And then we want to get close to this. So let's do this. So we want to be 15 kilometers away. I don't know how to tell how far away I am for that. Let's wait until you're about 15 kilometers away from the target. Okay, away from the target. Why was he happy about this then? Do I have to go around another loop? Or is the target just this maneuver? think I go around again. What do you think? Warp here. No, it's not really any better. I feel like I'm missing something. Maybe a few times. Sure. Maybe. Okay. So that's my relative speed to the target. My distance to them is a lot. You want 15 kilometers? Should we go around one more time? Guess. Whee! No, further away that time. Whee! There was something about like it coming up from like behind you, so like maybe it's good to slow down here, or not. No, I guess he wants me to be close enough to the dude. So if I come into here, for now, let's wait until we're 15 kilometers away from the target. I'm assuming this is the target. Once there, make sure that the nav ball is set to target mode. So we're at 15 meters away from the dude. I feel like this is what happened last time I tried to do this tutorial. Is that I got to this and I was like, I don't know. I can't figure it out. I mean, I generally understand. But I feel like the way the encounter is set up is I'm not really close enough to where he is. So I could set up a new burn and go against, go against the rules. Add a new maneuver. For some reason I can't. What's that? It doesn't have a warp until close enough option. No, not that I could tell. I don't know what these things are. Oh, what's this? Oh, that looks pretty good. I like that. Can we do whatever that is? So that's cycles around. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. So that's pretty close. I mean, I can't tell how close, but separation. So that's still a factor of 10 more than we want. Oop, what's that last one? That's still more than we want. And we actually, I think we want to be slowing down. It's better. Still not what he wants. What I'm thinking is I could say warp to next maneuver, and he'll just go around a lot. I guess. It seems like not the way to do it, though. Okay, what's this? This looks really good. That's still more than he wants, but we'll try this. Let's warp to next maneuver. Is that a thing? How do I... Ooh, what's this? So, I guess I can't warp to that, but I can... It's take a long time. And because I get so close to the planet over there, I can't speed up that part. It's only 17 days that we're looping around, waiting to be close enough. I feel like I'm doing it wrong. It's gonna take forever. I could try a different plan. Okay. Let's add a maneuver. Somewhere. Here. And see if we can get a new intersection. And get rid of this other maneuver. So we just want this one. Let's see if we can actually get the two lines to line up by just making a maneuver. So they're close. They're further apart. There we go. So that's a separation. That looks good to me. Alright, let's point to the maneuver node. May not be what they anticipated, but he looks skeptical. Yeah, could be. So it's a very short burn. And then in theory this will make an intersection there. So we're gonna get to the maneuver node. I don't even know where it is. Over there, I guess. Warp next maneuver. You gotta go? Alright. Oh, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Sorry, I misread what you wrote. Alright, we'll see if this works. So we're gonna do a burn. A very short burn. So I might go kind of slow at first. Because we're making this up. There, oh, burn fast. Alright, so what we want to see is is it just on the planned encounter? So if I close this. Okay, so we're gonna be within his range of what he wants. There. I guess. So, so let's go ahead and get close to that. And what we want to do is point retrograde. Have this set to target. Wow, Gene's thing is really in my face. Okay, all right. So we're gonna get over to that thing. We want to get this. I'm gonna reduce this speed to be below 50 when we are close together. So let's get a little bit closer together. So we are okay. So now we're close together. So I'm gonna burn retrograde and try to get this to be below 50 meters per second. So this is also adjusting my orbit. It's adjusting my orbit when we're actually close together. Okay, so we did that. Hey, buddy. You're really far away still. Next. Okay, you are now pretty close to the target ship, and you're moving slowly with retrograde to it, and we'll have to come to a full stop, or we'll drift away. So if I burn a little bit more, we'll be even closer relative to each other still. Okay. First of all, leave the map view now, because you're close enough for the main display to not be very useful. But advantageous, whatever. Watch until you're about 5 kilometers away from the target. Point your ship towards retrograde again. And then press R and turn on the RCS thrusters. Finally, press the H, the hold key, until your speed drops to 0. Okay. Once we're close enough together. Is that going to happen? It is. It's behind me. Well, it's actually in a weird orbit, too. Okay, I want to do RCS. H. So I want this to be 0. If the RCS takes too long, you can thrust up slightly, but don't overdo it. Okay, so I could have done that. I could have continued doing what I was doing, where I was dropping down the speed a little bit. Let's actually do that. Okay, and now I'm going to H to 0. Not. Now I'm confused. Okay, there's no retrograde. Whatever. Okay. Oh, and one more thing. Always remember to turn off your RCS thrusters when you're not using them, so they're attempts to help you hold altitude do not accidentally push you off course. Okay. Turning off thrusters. Turning on thrusters. Hold. No, I want. Okay, sorry. I'm not. That's not working. That's not working. Point retrograde, which doesn't even exist anymore because we're too close to the target, and I can't click on next anymore. So I want to point to something. Point to the target. I want to slow down relative to the target, I think. So let's go anti-target. and then RCS hold. Okay. Nope, that's making it worse. It was making it better. Okay, retrograde. There we go. Now we can do this. Retrograde. And then I want to do hold. And then turn off RCS. Okay. Next. Okay. Now, we're not moving with respect to the target. Good. All that's left to do is to approach carefully. This time, point your ship towards the target and thrust forward until your RCS, using your RCS. In this step, do not let your speed go above 10 to make sure that you will be able to stop in time to prevent a collision. If you start drifting away, brake to stop again and start approaching once again. Once you're close enough, then closer than 100 meters, we'll proceed. Okay, so I want to point to target. Then I want to RCS. And then I guess forward. Let's turn off SAS. God, I don't understand. What am I pointing towards? Point. Do this. And then what I'm using RCS, and I'm going to hold on which buttons. So there's WSA and D. There's up and down. Do I want to do shift? Nope, that's not it. I want to, what are the controls? View key buttons. RCS toggle. Gina is not very helpful. So I believe that WSA and D are involved. So A, so yaw left, yaw right. Although I don't know if that is the same in RCS mode. This point, I'm going to be using RCS. In this step, don't let your speed go above 10, which it currently is. Make sure that you are able to stop. I feel like you're not telling me all of my information I need. RCS. Oh, please go away. EVA docking. Docking mode. So W is pitch adjustment, up, down. So angle up, down. A is left and then D is right. Okay. Roll adjustment, Q and E. Translate forward is left shift. And translate back is left control. Although that was like throwing up my engines. So maybe I need to turn off. I have to turn off my engines. Maybe. Okay, close this. Resume. RCS. Point to the target. Left shift is turning on my engines. Is it? Or no? Yeah, I don't want engines. Right? I mean, I'm getting closer. But I need to be able to stop. Do you only have engines, or do you have separate? I have these guys, RCS thrusters. So how close do I want to get? 10 meters. So this isn't what they want. But I'm getting closer. I'll have to kill a lot of speed. And then I want to slow down. I don't understand. Is there a button to go into RCS mode? Maybe I'm not in docking mode. Hold on. Is there a docking mode option? Docking controls. Delete. Aha. So I had to know I had the delete key. Okay. So let's slow down. Okay. So we hit the delete key to change to docking. Okay. I got it. Thanks, Gene. Thanks for help. Thanks for helping me out, buddy. Okay. So docking. Let me scroll into docking again. Okay. We could do this. We're coming to free stranded. Okay. So now we want to... I want to get up to it. I'll need to slow down fast, though. I mean, I guess this is working. If I just hang out here and then slow down as I get closer. Collision course. All right, let's slow down. So it takes a while to kill off speed, so I'm glad we're doing it now. Because he's saying, I don't let your speed go beyond 10. We're at 50. Okay, so if you hit delete key, you switch into orbital or docking mode. I guess I wouldn't have figured that out if I was trying to do it on my own. Will I reduce speed fast enough? We'll find out. I might have to go back to this thing. Hold on. Let's go. Oh, I don't. Okay. All right. So delete goes into that mode. What key goes into using my engines mode? All right. Well, let's work on slowing down. Oh, while we're reading the website. Docking controls. Yeah, I need to reduce faster. Let's find out where we get the other controls now. Is there a button I would hit for that? Docking. Oh, there's different modes here. Look at this. Staging mode. Okay, alright. Resume flight. Staging mode. I want to point towards the target? Yeah. We'll point anti-target. Not with RCS. And... burn. Point towards the target. Okay, there's also little buttons over here I probably can hit. That's cool. Now point towards the target. And now I want to go faster or slower than this? RCS. On. So doing this is slowing me down. By speeding up. So it's actually past me. So I need to do this to speed up. Okay, interesting. So it's getting further away, right? So we need to try and catch up with it. I just realized that my stream's really long. Okay, I need to switch engines apparently. I'll make up for it later on with going too long. Okay, so I'm aiming towards target. We're getting close to it. We're going very fast. We're gonna turn off RCS, cut the engines, point anti-target. Very quick. And then burn. Slow down. How close are we? Okay, we want to point prograde. We're gonna get to 10. Yeah. Oh, and we're also out of fuel. We're stranded. Okay, I understand how to do it better. So, given these tools, I might be able to dock those other things when we come back to this on... I can't believe I'm out of fuel. I mean, yeah, I wasn't supposed to be using my engines at all during this whole thing. So on... I'm coming back to this on Thursday. So possibly tomorrow if I feel like I want to play Kerbal Space Program tomorrow. But yes, modes are important. We learned a lot. We learned a lot of things. I was pretty close, except for knowing that modes existed when I was doing that. But that was the end of the stream.